right, we're good to go. We're live. Welcome, as always, everybody. Trivia Vice. We've got a really good game for you guys planned tonight. We're going to do some movie trivia. So before we get into that, though, what's going on tonight, Dan?
Well, we are just edging that line of just under 1,000 subs. So, guys, if you have not subscribed, give us a little love. It'd be a really big deal for us to be able to get 1,000 subs.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, soon we can monetize the channel, start giving away more prizes and fun stuff and things. So tonight, Kyle and I kind of split it. I did about half the questions, and Kyle did half, which is pretty rare for us. Usually, one of us takes an entire thing. So this is going to be an interesting one. We do have a kind of a very broad. I mean, we go through westerns, we have sci-fi, we have action adventure, we have a little of everything. So it's going to be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, everybody loves movies. You know,
oh yeah. 100%.
If you don't love movies, I don't know what to tell you. So,
and I just want to say, it's day one of No Shave November. I mean, look at this. I mean, geez, I already got such a luscious mustache coming in.
Does that happen overnight?
Yeah, totally. It was 3 weeks of not shaving already and prep for it. Don't worry about that. Minor details.
Right. What do we think? We ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start it. Let's get going. Let's do this thing. Right. So remember, for those who have not played before, guys, all you got to do is type in 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comment section. Speed does count. So people with the top answers, with the correct answers and the quickest will get the points at the end. So we do 5 questions for each round. We have 5 rounds, and we are going to essentially top 3 people in each round will get a point. Person with the most points wins the game. Easy peasy. So I think, do we end up, I know we haven't done it in a while, but I'm wondering what you guys think if we should go back to sectioning off things like, so movies we do one round is this type of movie. I don't know. But anyway, question number 1. In the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, what is the name of Tony Stark's original AI? Is it Karen, Jarvis, Friday, or Edith?
So the interesting thing for this is these are actually all different AIs that were created by Tony.
Yes.
It just depends on which one is the first one. So I'm curious if the game is going to actually show the correct answer on the screen for us this time. But I think it looks like just about everybody got this one right here. So Jarvis is his original AI, and Jarvis was basically with him all the way up until Age of Ultron, which is when he ended up taking on Friday. Edith and Karen are actually from the Spider-Man franchise. Karen was the AI in Peter's suit, and then Edith was the protocol with the glasses that Peter got in the last movie.
Yeah, and fun fact, Jarvis originally was a butler before AI was a thing in the 70s and 80s. He was a butler like Alfred is for Batman. So, question number 2, what name did Tom Hanks give to his volleyball companion in the film Castaway? Is it Wilson, Jones, Friday, or Billy? Kyle's loving that Friday name.
This actually was a question the game came up with. I think this was one of 2 questions I used that the game had. The rest of them were kind of pooey, so we kind of came up with them on the rest of them on our own.
This one was a game one. Wow, I did not know that.
Oh, Steph says Karen is also Plankton's AI. That's true.
Yeah.
For any SpongeBob fans out there, yeah. You love him.
Well, yeah. I am 29 years old and still watch SpongeBob every weekend. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm starting to get Bailey to like it too. All right. Looks like I think everyone may have gotten that one. I don't know why it's not showing who got it correct. Maybe we broke something in the system. Question number 3. Who directed the Shawshank Redemption? Is it Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, Frank Darabont, or Christopher Nolan? This is a movie that is considered on IMDb. This is the number 1 movie of all time, I think, or it's number 2. It's behind The Godfather, maybe. Like as far as critical and audience reception. And I've still never seen it, and I think it's honestly because it just does not interest me. The whole premise of the story, I could give 2 shits about. I really could, and I'm sure it's probably a good movie, but it's one of those I'd probably watch once and be like, okay, I could never see it again, and I'd be okay. like there's some.
I've seen part of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. Like as big of a movie fan as I am,
I know. So,
to me, and I don't know why, because they're not really the same at all. But like to me, Shawshank kind of reminds me of like Good Will Hunting. Like I feel like it's really overhyped.
Yeah,
Like I watched Good Will Hunting thinking like this is gonna be amazing, and then I left and was like, or I got done and I was like, meh.
Yeah, I would agree. Question number 4: what was Dorothy's surname in The Wizard of Oz? Is it Perkins, Parker, Gale, or Day? I'll be honest, I don't know this one. Kyle made this question up. I'm not sure about this one.
A lot of 3s and 2s.
I've seen Wizard of Oz quite a few times, obviously. My wife loves it. But I honestly don't remember that being mentioned. I'm sure it is mentioned in the film, but I was never a big Wizard of Oz fan. It's not like I didn't like the movie. It's not like it's a bad movie. It's obviously a classic, but it's definitely not like in a top countdown list for me. Actually, quite a few movies we did today, I feel like aren't like some of my favorites, but I think that's, but I know there are a lot of people like, for instance, Wizard of Oz or Shawshank. I know a lot of people.
Oh yeah. I mean, you gotta throw them in there a little bit, but so the answer is number 3, Gale.
Okay. So last question of the first round. Where does the original Friday the 13th movie take place? Packanack. That's a funny one to say. Higgins Haven, Camp Forest Green, or Camp Crystal Lake?
So I put this one in there specifically for Dan because gotta have at least one horror movie in there.
Yeah. So fun fact, it is Camp Crystal Lake, actually, which that looks like most people got that. Actually, I believe it's Friday the 13th, Part 8, A New Beginning, I think it is, or part 6. I'm sorry, New Beginning. I believe it's called Camp Forest Green.
Huh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Did you know that, or did?
No, I did a little research on this one just to come up with some different places.
Camp Forest Green is called Camp Crystal Lake because apparently they wanted to not associate with a murderous guy wearing a hockey mask anymore. So, okay, so it looks like we got our first 3 leaders on here. We got Sean on the board with 1. We got Brooklyn on the board with 1, and we got Shalsey. I think that's how you say it. With 1. All right, going on to round 2. So, anyway, going back to what we were saying earlier, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, so the Shawshank Redemption, I think, is my biggest problem is that I'm afraid I'm gonna be let down. I'm gonna watch it and be like, that was not as good as everyone make it out to be.
Yeah, I've seen part of it, and for whatever reason, I never went back and rewatched it. But I think that's what I kept thinking the whole time going into it was this is going to be Good Will Hunting. Like they have nothing to do with one another at all. But like I don't know, I was kind of let down after Good Will Hunting because I thought it was kind of boring.
Okay, yeah, it's okay.
All right, number 1. What is the nickname given to Danny in The Shining? Sport, Doc, Bud, or Bub?
I did not know you put this one in here. I love The Shining. It's actually one of the films I did not see this year, which is almost always a staple for me.
Yeah, I love The Shining. It's a great movie.
It really is.
Let's see. We got a little bit of everything here. I think the only one that hasn't gotten anything was number 4. So it is Doc. And then what's interesting too is just recently they came out with the new one with Ewan McGregor in it, which kind of plays on that at least a little bit. Like it kind of plays on the name just a little bit because it's what Dr.
Sleep. And yeah, Sleep, it's right? Danny when he's in his 40s and has to end up saving the day. I ended up finally watching the film about a year ago, and it was fantastic.
I need to watch it.
As the original, Dr. Sleep is it's creepy.
All right, number 2. What game does Jack Dawson win to win his ticket on Titanic? Poker, gin, euchre, or blackjack?
The thing that this question gets me more than anything is I did not know that's how you spell euchre. I wouldn't have like if I was
So
running red.
I actually put that in there before spell checking it. I was like, I'm pretty sure I had saw it somewhere like that one other time before.
Well,
Put
aren't
that in
you
there
just
and
Mr. High Society Pinky out?
then I got to throw a little Titanic in there because Tess watches it every time it's on TV.
I love Titanic. It's just one of those films that
It is a good movie. I mean, it's one that no matter how many times you've seen it, you can still sit down and watch it and enjoy it.
Jack ends up with a full house. I always will remember that.
Yep.
He wins with a full house.
Yep.
And I saw that movie. I saw my first pair of boobs. Probably too young. I think I was like 5 or 6. I always remember that.
All right, so we did throw Good Will Hunting in here. What city does Good Will Hunting revolve around? New York, L.A., Chicago, or Boston? Mitch says may have cried, may have not.
Yeah.
Sean says Titanic's overrated.
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to say.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. Unpopular opinion. Between the two, because they came out roughly the same time frame and they kind of followed the same storyline. Pearl Harbor totally ripped off Titanic with the love story, but I prefer watching Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I agree. Even though there's a lot of historical inaccuracies, like the Japanese firing on nurses and stuff, which never actually happened.
Yeah, it's just kind of like one of those movies. Like I could sit there and watch it, and I don't know.
I would agree. So if you know the backstory of this being written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they're both from the Boston area, so that probably should help a little bit. At least narrow down the choices for you.
All right, number 4, just for Dan. What is the name of the island that Jurassic Park is built on? Isla Sorna, Isla Pena, Isla Nublar, Isla Muerta.
So in canon there are 5 islands called the fingers of death, I guess what you would want to call them. The 5 deaths. So in the first film and in Jurassic World, Isla Nublar, which is called Cloud Island, Cloud Island. It is Isla Sorna is in The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. So Isla Sorna is considered Site B. It's where they grew the dinosaurs and let them roam free until they grew of age and then put them in the pen. So yeah, Steph says pretty sure I would divorce her if she got it wrong. I've talked about that so many times to her. She has to know.
All right, number 5. What is the name of the ship in King Kong from the 2005 version? SS Venture, SS Discovery, SS Discover, or SS Adventure?
So I told you to put 2005, but it is in both. It's in both versions in the 1933 one as well. Also, in The Lost World, coming from Isla Sorna to San Diego, it's the same boat name. Steven Spielberg put that in there as an homage to bringing King Kong back to the mainland, and he terrorizes the city. That's why the T-Rex scene at the end was that way, because originally the movie ended on the island, and he wanted more. So he had an entire 30 minutes to the film because he thought it would make it a better film. It would make it more fun.
I love the Jurassic Park series. My only issue with that is nothing's ever gonna stack up against the original. Because that was just so mind blowing when they first did that, and the story behind it was so cool that no matter what they do, there's nothing that's gonna top that first one.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited for Dominion coming out in June.
Oh, Dominion looks really good, but I don't know. Given the choice, I'd always pick the first one.
All right, so we got a new 3 peeps here on the leaderboard, which gives us a 6-way tie for first. So Curtis, Mitchell, and Carrie.
Steph wants to know what the answer for the last one was. I'm trying to remember what the question was now.
The answer was the SS Venture.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know why. There's got to be something one of us clicked when we were making the game or something. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, for some reason, some nights it decides to show the answer for everybody, and we can see who got it right. And then for some reason, the last couple nights, it's not doing it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like when it shows the answer. I want to publicly shame the people who don't get them right. I think, is this where I took over? I can't remember, honestly.
I think we split it like I think I did like 2 or 3 questions for this, and then I think you took over. And then I finished the end of it for some reason. But
yeah, okay, you did do this one. You're right. Question number 1, round 3. In Liar Liar, what time is Fletcher not allowed to lie until? 8:15, midnight, 11 p.m., or 10:15 p.m.?
I love Liar Liar. Like,
yes,
it's one of Jim Carrey's best movies. Like, that's Jim Carrey in his prime right there. Like, when I think of Jim Carrey, like Dumb and Dumber, obviously. Excuse me, Liar Liar is right up there though.
I've seen Jim Carrey's movies in the 90s, especially, like, a lot, and I would honestly say Liar Liar is probably the most rewatchable.
Yes,
like Dumb and Dumber is a good film, but I can't watch it all the time. I don't know why. Liar Liar is just a good, funny movie.
As you say, it's just really funny and just kind of a unique movie.
It is.
So the answer is number 1, which I think I only saw Sean get that. So I got Dan on this earlier too. Dan thought it was midnight as well, and I said I think it's 8:15. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you got me on that. Question number 2: in The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version, who is the Grinch's love interest? Is it Mindy Lou, Martha May, Donna Joe, or Barbara Ann?
Gotta give a little love to Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird because I think this might have been like his last big role, and then he had a few others, I guess, but
he came back with Sonic this past year. I think
but I mean, like after this, like he had Bruce Almighty and a couple of others, but really,
I think Bruce Almighty was his last big one. Then he did like weird ones, like
I was gonna say, like The Grinch was kind of his peak, basically, and then you just didn't really hear from him for like 10 years.
I'm so glad to see that The Grinch is getting so much love now from a lot of people. Like, people weren't crazy about it at first, but it's definitely one of those that grows on you the more you watch it. And
I always loved that movie as a kid, and we watch it probably every day during December. Like, it's always on TV, and we always turn it on just because, like, there's so much more adult humor in there than I ever knew about when we were younger.
Oh yeah. All right, question. It was Martha May, by the way. I think everyone got that right. But question number 3: what is the mineral they are trying to extract on the planet Pandora in Avatar? So vibranium, unobtainium, elementium, or animantium? So
a lot of people going with 1. So vibranium is actually in the MCU. That's what Cap's shield's made out of. That's what's on Wakanda. It's I believe unobtainium, right?
Yeah, it's unobtainium, and unobtainium is like a sci-fi term in a lot of different stories, including Avatar, because apparently James Cameron was lazy. But it's a term essentially for like any mineral that is extremely rare. So that's what it's called, is unobtainium. Animantium is soon going to be in the MCU as well, now that Fox came over, and it's another indestructible metal. That's what Wolverine.
Speaking of overrated movies, Avatar.
Yeah,
I like Avatar, but it should not be as high grossing as it was.
Question number 4: what country is Borat from? Uzbekistan, Liechtenstein, Lebanon, or Kazakhstan? Yeah, Sean. See, Sean gets it.
Yep, Sean gets it. Avatar's overrated. Yep.
That bastard. The sound design from that movie stole the T-Rex and the rat. I showed Kyle the scene.
Oh yeah.
They stole the Jurassic Park voice, or like recordings of the animals, and that's just.
See, and the thing is, like, I don't look at that and think like that's a revolutionary idea. Like the plot of the movie. Like, I don't look at that and think like, holy cow, this is like, because it was built up to be like the movie event of the century or whatever. And I mean, I guess like the experience of it and like how they,
Pocahontas.
What's
Disney's
that?
The plot is Disney's Pocahontas. You got John Smith coming in and getting accepted to the tribe, and then getting booted out and cast away, and then they fight, and no, thank you.
Yeah, it was billed as being this amazing thing, and I left the theater and I was like, nah.
Yeah. All right, final question for round 3. What is the name of the evil sorcerer at the end of Ghostbusters? Is it Kiza, or Kaiza, Kang, Gozer, or Gorg?
Man, I haven't seen Ghostbusters in a long time. It's a good movie.
That was actually the first. That was the second film Steph and I watched. We watched 31 Halloween films. Not that Ghostbusters is really a Halloween film, but it's a Halloween time of film, I think. Ghostbusters is just a fun movie. I feel like a lot of people don't give it the credit it deserves because of its the new one from a couple years ago. People ripped apart. I feel like a lot
Yeah,
of
as you
people.
said, the new one got just panned by critics pretty much universally. I never
Well,
saw the new one, but
this one got a lot of people. It's actually Gozer. So Gozer is the evil sorcerer entity that is like inhabiting the people in New York City. So it looks like we got two new people with Joey and Brooke. And it looks like Sean pulls away and takes the lead going into round 4 with 2 points. We got Sean with 2. We got Brooklyn, Shalsey, Curtis, Mitchell, Carey, Brooke, and Joey, all with 1 for second place. So this is still a very tight game going into round 4. Yeah, going back to Avatar real quick, because I think James Cameron's overrated. The guy's movies always make boatloads of money.
Oh, they make tons of money, but
I love T2, probably my favorite action movie of all time.
T2 is amazing.
Terminator's pretty good. I really enjoy Terminator, but other than that, I love True Lies. I'm like shooting myself in the foot here. I love half his movies, and the other half I'm like, they're okay. You're right.
All right, number 1, who played Lex Luthor in the original Superman 1978 movie? Peter Cushing, Gene Hackman, Donald Pleasance, or Christopher Lee?
So there's 2 types of people in the world. There are the people that say Lex Luthor, and then there's the people that are psychopaths that say Lex Luthor. And it's seriously, DC can't even figure out, because in half of the animated movies, the people like that I watch, like the DC has a huge animated universe, which I would recommend because it's amazing. And half the time they say Lex Luthor, and half the time they say Lex Luthor. Depends on the person, and it drives me absolutely bananas.
Dan and I were laughing about the plot of Lex Luthor in this movie.
Yeah, trying to blow up the San Andreas fault line so he can own all the real estate. Like, what? Buddy, that's not a thing. You can't just, like, the U.S. isn't gonna be like, nah, I don't want that land anymore. You can have it.
So it is number 2. It's Gene Hackman. All right, number 2, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, what is the prized artifact that the Nazis and India are both after? The Holy Grail, the Fountain of Youth, the Cross of the Gypsies, or the Ark of the Covenant? Dan thought he was going to get me with this one.
Thought I got you.
He thought he had me. I was like, I know my Indiana Jones.
So 3 of the I believe the Fountain of Youth is going to be for the newest film, I believe. I think you're right. Yeah. I think it's the Fountain of Youth, which, would be kind of funny because he's like 85 now.
I'm excited to see it though, because
oh yeah,
when he came back as Han Solo, dude, Harrison Ford brought it
for sure.
Oh yeah.
So it is the Ark of the Covenant. So he did get the Holy Grail is from the Last Crusade when he's with Sean Connery. So Raiders is the first film, and then Kyle, I could not remember what he was after in the Temple of Doom.
It's the stones right. For the Temple of Doom, and I can't think of the name of them.
Yeah.
So if anybody remembers, put that in the comments. But I'm trying to remember what the stones were called. All right, number 3. In American Psycho, what is the reasoning for Patrick's hatred for Paul Allen? Paul's business cards were nicer. Paul has a nicer car. Paul got a promotion, or Paul bullied him.
So if you have seen American Psycho, you will immediately know this scene.
I like your spelling of number 1.
Oh, geez. It is what it is, okay? So if you've seen the movie, and I think they got a few people that got it, yeah. So in American Psycho, Patrick Bateman is a, big executive and everything, and Paul Allen is as well. And there's a business card exchange. It's about a 10-minute scene that goes into detail about business cards. And Paul Allen's business card's nicer. Therefore, he hates him because he's, psycho. So that is, Stephanie says she's picking it because it's funny. That's the funny part of the movie. And then he kills him listening to Huey Lewis in the News. Gotta love that movie.
All right, number 4. In The Wolf of Wall Street, how much did Jordan Belfort claim to make per year at his peak? 75 million, 52 million, 49 million, or 100 million? I love this movie. Dan was asking me, he's like, okay, I need a movie. I'm like, oh, you got to put Wolf of Wall Street in there.
This is a tough one, and I purposely put this in for that film because this is a tough question.
Tess and
It's
I
great.
just rewatched this. We watch this probably like 2 or 3 times a year. Like I just love this. Like you can just sit there and rewatch this movie all the time, and it's always hilarious.
So this one looks like I fooled quite a few people. So actually, I might have gotten everyone.
I think
So
you
in the
got
beginning
everybody.
of the film, Jordan and his wife are driving the Lamborghini, and he says he made $49 million that year, which really pissed him off because it was $3 million short of $1 million per week. So he made $49 million at the peak of per year, which is
Mitch says he's been watching a lot of Leo lately, and this one's next. Absolutely.
I love Wolf of Wall Street. That's just such a good movie.
Oh yeah. Number 5, in Unforgiven, what occupation does Will Munny have as a retired outlaw? Teacher, sheriff, musician, or farmer?
So I was talking to Kyle about this one, and he'd never seen it. So if you have never seen Unforgiven, I put it up there. It's my favorite Western other than maybe Tombstone's better. Tombstone's got a better cast, but Unforgiven is just a goddamn good movie. Definitely Clint Eastwood at his best. It's Clint Eastwood's directing at its best. It's just, whew, that's a great Western. So Will Munny is a farmer. Looks like so you got a few people that got it right. He's a farmer and he's a retired outlaw. I guess you can say he's a retired outlaw. And then basically comes back into the game to support his family. Definitely watch it if you have not, because it is epic. Definitely one of those I feel like that was really, like, it's critically acclaimed, but a lot of people haven't seen it. So, looks like got a couple new people again. Got Steph with 1, and Dirk is on the board with 1, and then Sean is pulling away a little bit, peeps. He's got 3 going into round 5. So we'll have a bonus because, why not?
I think we're gonna have some tough ones in this round right here too.
Yeah, we started out a little easy, and then we got them. They're not so easy.
I'll start trying to think of a bonus too.
Yeah, Kyle, you get the bonus figured out.
All right, I'll come up.
And I'll narrate this round. All right, so question number 1 on the final round. In Batman Begins, who is the mobster responsible for Thomas and Martha Wayne's murders? Is it Sal Maroni, Rupert Keene, Roman Sionis, or Carmine Falcone? Had to put some Batman in there because Batman's the best. So Evelyn says Sean can't play this round. Sean is not allowed to answer this question because Sean definitely is going to probably know this, I think. Yeah, it looks like Sean got it.
All right, I got my bonus figured out.
Beautiful.
It's going to be a write-in.
So, I really, he's not given enough screen time in the film, in my opinion, but Carmine Falcone is like the big bad boss of Gotham and is responsible for the Wayne murders by essentially, getting people like Joe Chill out in the street. So, just watch The Long Halloween with Stephanie, the animated part 1 and 2. That was fantastic. But anyway, I digress. Talking about Batman gets me going. So question number 2. In the movie Friday Night Lights, what is the nickname of the star player who gets injured? Wildcat, Speedy, Booby, or Beast? I've never seen Friday Night Lights, and it's one of those
one of my favorite sports movies. The book is phenomenal, like because it's all based on a true story. The book's actually kind of heartbreaking. Like the movie doesn't go into as much detail. So for anybody that hasn't seen it, Boobie Miles is the star running back at Odessa Permian. He's got Division I offers too. He's ranked the number 1 running back in Texas in the late 80s. He's got huge scholarship offers. Dreams of going to the NFL, and he ends up blowing out his knee in a scrimmage preseason. And back then, they didn't really have the technology like they do now to fix it. So that was kind of like a death sentence on your career, basically. And once he goes down and gets hurt, like the whole school turns on him, basically, and it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. All right, question number 3. Who directed the first 2 Harry Potter movies? Mike Newell, David Yates, Chris Columbus, or Alfonso Cuarón? So 3 of these guys. I don't know about one of
No,
them. I know
all
of them.
4 of them directed. So all the Harry Potter movies were directed by these 4 guys. So these are the only 4 that directed them.
I know Chris Columbus directed 1 and 2. Alfonso Cuarón directed 3, and then David Yates directed 7 and 8.
5, 6, 7, and 8. And
damn.
David Yates is doing all the Fantastic Beast movies too. So Mike Newell did number 4, which coincidentally is why they brought in David Yates, because Mike Newell was brought in. He was like a hot director at the time. The problem is he'd never read any of the books, and he refused to read The Goblet of Fire, which at the time was the longest book in the series. So the reason that the movie and the book don't really that's the one that is, there's the most separation between the two. It's because he didn't read any of it. He didn't think he needed to.
That's funny. All right, question number 4. In The Empire Strikes Back, what prop was used to showcase asteroids? Is it sponges, rocks, potatoes, or painted foam? So the funny thing is, Stephanie says 1492. So yeah, Chris Columbus.
I think he's underrated.
He is. He did like Home Alone and stuff, but also his production company is called 1492 Pictures, as like a joke, obviously about his name. So because apparently his parents.
If you look at it, Chris Columbus did the reason he was hired for the first 2 Harry Potters was because of his experience working with Macaulay Culkin on both the first 2 Home Alone movies. They needed somebody that could work with young kids, but then also like he wrote Gremlins. There's like 3 or 4 other things that he wrote or was the director of. They all went on to be big hits.
The more you know.
Yep. So the answer for this is potatoes. So the production crew actually took potatoes and started making them all sorts of odd shapes and everything. And
all right, so we did an interesting one here. You got a 50-50 chance. In the original Matrix movie, what colored pill did Neo end up taking? Was it the red pill or the blue pill? So one of the pills you could take and you go back to your normal mundane life. You take the other pill and you enter the Matrix. Essentially, so to speak.
I would not have known this because I've never watched the full movie of the Matrix.
Wow.
I remember Mike got really into it. Our cousin Mike got really into it. I was probably, I don't know, like 10 at the time. And like I started watching it, but I didn't really understand what was going on, so I just stopped watching.
Mitch answered 4. Mitch took the green pill. So
red and blue make purple, so he might have taken the purple pill.
Mitch, so just for those who didn't know, Neo ends up taking the red pill. So the red pill goes down the rabbit hole, and you essentially start a whole new life. And the blue pill takes you back to your normal life. So new Matrix movie coming out in a couple months. I'm a little curious about it. It looks good. I don't know. We'll see. So it looks like, okay. So Stephanie and Joey get up there with second place now behind Sean with 3 points. And then looks like Kevin gets on the board as well. So we got Kevin, Dirk, Brooke, Carrie, Mitchell, Curtis, Shalsey, and Brooklyn, all with 1 for third place. And then we got a tie for second with Joey and Stephanie with 2. And then Sean's got 3 points. So got to do a final round. That's all there is to it. You gotta do one question. How are you gonna do it, Kyle?
All right. First one to answer.
First one to answer correctly.
All right. So Dan's gonna know this. So in The Empire Strikes Back, the best Star Wars movie. Well, no. Sorry, second best behind Episode 3.
Yeah.
But in The Empire Strikes Back, George Lucas specifically wrote in a scene at the very early stages of the movie where the Wampa snow monster basically mauls Luke Skywalker and marks up his face. Why was that scene written into the movie?
Oh, it's killing me. Just want to shout it to the heavens. So why was Luke mauled by the Wampa? I don't know why I said wampum. What is wampum? Is like Native American currency, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
So Steph and Sean both are right. So Steph said the actor had an injury to his face, which she is right, and then Sean is right as well. Joey had it.
Joey got it first.
Joey. Yeah, car crash. So yes, Mark Hamill crashed his. I think he was driving a Ferrari.
He was driving a Ferrari,
crashing his car, and had he had to have skin grafts and stuff put on his face. Like it was bad. They thought he was.
They didn't think he'd look this. Yeah, they didn't think he'd look the same ever. It was a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn says because he was bored. He didn't know dinosaur anatomy. Yeah.
Steph says, "Man, a few words." That's right.
Oh, that's funny. So technically, we're going to give the dub still. We'll give it to Joey and Sean, and because Sean and Stephanie were just a little later than Joe. So, guys, congratulations to Sean, Joey, and then Stephanie with third place. Thank you so much for playing, everyone. And
absolutely,
let us know in the comments once we end the live what you want to see. Give us some comments that YouTube actually counts, because for some reason YouTube hates live. For some reason,
they love live streams. They hate live comments. Yeah, makes no sense.
They don't give it. So
I'd say it makes no sense. But yeah, guys, hit the like button. Give us comments afterwards what you want us to see. Brooke says, "Happy birthday, Joey!" Absolutely, happy birthday, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely.
And help us get to 1,000 subs. Once we get there, we can start monetizing and hopefully be able real soon to start giving out a bunch of different prizes.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday, same time, 9:30. No idea what we're gonna do yet.
Let us know in the comments what you want. We'll pick
cartoon characters would be a fun one. We still haven't done that, have we? Have we done all the way?
We did cartoons, not cartoon characters, though.
Okay, that'd be a fun one. All right, so we're doing cartoon characters on Wednesday. It's been decided. We're doing
put stuff in the comments for us so that we know moving forward what you guys want to see.
Oh, yeah. Let us know other things you guys want to see. Thank you so much for playing. We will see you guys next time.
Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern.